What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, on the undercard of Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora 2, Christofer Rosales will be defending his WBC flyweight title against Britain's own Charlie Edwards. Just a quick preview and prediction for this fight. I've got to say, I make Christofer Rosales a big favourite. I think stylistically, this fight does favour Rosales. Rosales is quite a big flyweight and, his style is of a pressure fighter and he has good power for flyweight. He likes to come forward, soak up pressure. He will try and work the body with big hooks, come over the top with overhand shots. Just a really, really aggressive fighter who maintains a really good work rate. He does a pretty good job of cutting off the ring. He's not really a slow fighter in terms of foot speed, so he cuts the ring off quite effectively and he's good at what he does. I think Rosales is an improving fighter. I've now seen 3 of Rosales' fights, and the first fight I saw was when he fought Andrew Selby back in May 2017. Andrew Selby is a very highly rated talent in the UK. He was a standout amateur and he gave Andrew Selby a really, really tough fight that night. Really tough fight. Selby won the fight on points, but I think Rosales from then has actually improved quite a bit. He went on to beat Daigo Higa, who was a very highly thought of fighter in Japan, and after he beat Higa, he defended his title on the road against Paddy Barnes, and now here we are defending his title on the road again against Charlie Edwards. He's coming into this fight with good momentum, and that is really key sometimes in boxing. And like I said, stylistically, I think his pressure does give Charlie Edwards problems. Charlie Edwards is more of a conventional boxer from that orthodox stance. He'll like to use his straight punches, especially his jab. He will try and keep range and be an elusive target. And, essentially he'll try and point score behind that jab. And he'll try and counter you when you make mistakes coming forward. His style is very amateur-like, from like the amateur game. And I'm not sure his style really translates into the pro ranks. I don't think he has enough sort of strength and power to keep somebody like Rosales at bay. Charlie Edwards has fought for a world title in the past. He fought a guy by the name of John Riel Casimiro. And Casimiro and Rosales, they are different fighters, but they do share some similarities. Both guys are heavy-handed. Both guys are quite big for the weight. Both guys are really, really strong up close, and both guys, maintain a good work rate and good pressure. And Charlie Edwards really struggled with that style against Casimiro, and he got beaten up in that fight. He couldn't keep Casimiro at bay. All the shots he was landing, like the jab and the right hand, Casimiro was just walking right through, and he had no answer to the sheer pace, aggression and power of Casimiro. Has Charlie Edwards learned anything from that fight and after that fight going into this fight? I'm not sure, to be quite honest. I'm not sure. After that fight, Charlie Edwards went back down to domestic level, but he never really fought above that level. So, again, this is a really, really big step up. And stylistically, like I said, I don't think this fight favours Charlie Edwards whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Charlie Edwards outbox Rosales early. Paddy Barnes was boxing well against Rosales early, but to do that for 12 rounds against a guy who is maintaining good pressure, against a guy who is working the body with hard shots, it's extremely hard to do. And like I said, I think you'll see Charlie Edwards start well, but the body attack will start to slow him down. By the mid rounds, I think you'll start to see Charlie Edwards get worked up close, and from that point, it's just really how tough he is, to be quite honest. I do think, at the very least, Edwards proved in that Casimiro fight that he is tough. He does have quite a good chin, so I do think he will stick around, but I could see this fight being a bit of a beating the longer it goes on. I think Rosales, he's an improving fighter. He's still only 24. He's coming into this fight with really good momentum. I don't think Charlie Edwards has had the necessary fights to really build up to this fight, to be quite honest. Since that Casimiro defeat, which he would have learnt from, I don't think he's had the necessary kind of build-up fights to this moment, to be quite honest. I know Rosales' style doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look as technically correct as a Charlie Edwards, but, he gets the job done. And, I see this fight ending in a mid to late round stoppage for Christofer Rosales. I think he will defend his WBC flyweight title, and I think he gets this fight done before the final bell. Share your thoughts below. How do you see this fight going? Peace.